Hi, Rachna. How are you doing today?
Hello Pooja, I'm good. So we are live now.
Yes. How are you feeling today? Good?
Good. All excited to be live on Insta. This is my first time being live on Insta.
Same here.
So
Nervousness a little bit, yeah?
all excited.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So on this occasion of Self-Care Day,
Mhm.
can I know what you think about self-care and what is self-care for you?
Okay. So self-care, as the name explains, self-care is taking care of yourself, making you a priority, giving importance to your health. Pooja, we gone on a flight. What does flight attendant instruct us? Before
About the
helping,
seatbelt?
about the oxygen mask. Secure your mask properly before trying to help others.
Right.
In Hindi they say अपना मास्क अच्छे से लगाइए किसी और की सहायता करने से पहले, because that is self care. And as we perceive, that is not being selfish that you are using your mask.
Right.
Because what happens is somewhere we are into that loop of I'll do everything for everyone till my oxygen goes off. So our priority is always secondary. Sometimes there are many people who don't give priority to themselves, their health. So that I would not say is self-care. Self-care is not selfish. Being self-aware is not being self-obsessed.
Right.
So that is self-care. And I would say a tree, just to summarize a bit, a tree who does not accept sunlight and water cannot bear fruits.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Lovely point you made. Absolutely, I agree. Can you just, in this world where it's so fast-paced for everyone
Right.
these days, how do you manage to incorporate self-care in such a tight schedule?
Okay, tight schedule, self-care. I would say, okay, there are few things which you can follow. A quick tips, what we can do is, as soon as you get up first thing in the morning, please don't start your day with tea or coffee. Instead, you can have 2 glasses of warm water with a pinch of pink salt or melted ghee.
Ghee in water.
Yeah, ghee in warm water, melted ghee. So what it will do is, pink salt will not let you dehydrate. It will balance your electrolytes.
Electrolytes, right.
Whereas ghee is a good fat. Fine. So it is like when you take fat first thing in the morning, it will, especially with somebody who is insulin resistance.
Right.
It will help you in hunger pangs. It will keep you full. You won't feel throughout the day, you won't have those hunger pangs every hour if you are starting your day with a good fat.
Right.
So this is a simple trick which you can start doing and maybe see how you feel. Second is, walk wherever you can. Movement. So wherever you can, use stairs. One important point is, as soon as, especially after your meals, don't just sit. Don't sit for either your work or after you are done with your meal. Just don't sit and chat. I would say a slow walk for 10 minutes, and if you have some important work you cannot walk, at least stand for next 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
So don't sit immediately after your meals, because that will, standing or walking for some time, will help you with the glucose spike, especially again with somebody who is insulin resistance. Because glucose spike is something, your glucose level goes up whenever you have some meal. And if you are somebody immediately after meal you are sitting to work or some chat or whatever, the glucose will keep on spiking. But if you move a bit, even for 10 to 15 minutes, that will help you. Third point would be, prioritize your sleep. Very important because what is happening is, sometimes we tend to binge watch, we take our phones to beds. So at least I would say 30 minutes before your bedtime, make sure that you have switched off all your screen so that you get a good quality of sleep. So it won't require time, right?
Right.
So in your busy schedule you can do that. Next point would be mindful. Be mindful of your eating. So when you are having meal, have it with full focus. Eat it with a mindfulness. I would say savor every bite, enjoy every bite. so that that is also easy to do, right?
Absolutely.
Then I would say very important thing, refrain from negative self-talk. So
Right.
be kind to yourself. We are kind to everyone. I mean, I won't think twice before complimenting you. Pooja, you're looking good today.
Thank you.
Right? But we are not that kind to ourselves. We are, I mean, that is a tendency, human tendency. We keep on criticizing ourselves.
Right.
Negative self-talk. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. So please don't do that, because you know your health, self-care is not just physical care.
Absolutely.
It is about your emotional care. It is, and when it comes to health, your diet, your movement, and sleep is equally important.
Absolutely.
So prioritizing sleep. So these are, I guess, few tips which you can follow, easy to follow. Try and walk wherever and whenever you can.
Absolutely. Lovely ideas. I will surely make sure
Try
to
to
incorporate
implement
these.
it.
Yes. You were talking about affirmations and self-care, self-negative talk and all of that stuff. So, this is basically like a self-care mindset that you were talking about, right?
Yes. See, I'll tell you, self-care, we have heard. Okay, what is self-care? I have joined a yoga class, or now I have started eating healthy. But I have seen many people who are doing yoga, who are on and off trying to eat healthy, but still they are not being benefited from it. Why? Why do you think it is happening? Because rather than doing scattered activities throughout the day or here and there, we should build a self-care mindset. Mindset as in, Pooja, when you sleep, you don't decide that tomorrow morning I'll get up, I'll brush my teeth, I have to go to washroom, or I'll take bath. Do you decide that?
No.
That is your habit.
Right.
That is your lifestyle.
Right.
That is your way of life. So self-care should be your way of life. As in, if you look at it where you don't have to force it. So if I have to tell you, I know I do my yoga, but then again I get negatively, emotions are negative, and then those half an hour of yoga is not going to benefit you if you are not able to follow it throughout the day, if you don't make it a habit.
Right.
Making it a habit is important. For example, I'll tell you, negative emotions. Now that we are talking about self-care and mindset, so if I have a negative mindset, I need to know how to control my emotions. So emotional health is also a huge part of self-care. So not suppressing the emotion, but regulating your emotion is important. So what is what happens is, since the childhood we have been brought up that way to suppress the strong emotions. Right? If you are angry, you have to either calm down. What we do is, there is emotional outburst, either because we have been suppressing. Men don't cry. Women can't be loud. Women can't be opinionated. So these things somewhere have been fed so much that even if a man is very frustrated, he would not show his emotions. Because we have been trained that way.
Right.
But again, having said this, we need to know the limit. We need to know where to put that pause. Where I should know what my limit is when it comes to emotion.
Right.
So understand the difference between suppression and regulation.
Right.
So when you suppress your emotions, so there are many physical and psychological health effects can happen.
Right.
But when you regulate your emotions, regulation is, negative emotions you are going to have.
Absolutely.
You cannot, because I have a self-care mindset, I won't have negative emotions. ऐसा होता है नहीं.
Right.
So I am going to feel some negative emotions, but because now I have trained myself, or I know how to regulate my emotions, what I would do is, maybe I will analyze the situation. I will look at the situation with a different perspective, right? And I'll try to think, okay, if I am having a negative mindset in this situation, maybe what best I can do. So I'll be a little calmer.
Right.
I'll be little, what I can say, little understanding to realize to and accept your emotions.
Right.
I'm there to accept. I'm accepting. Okay, I'm angry, but let me analyze what has gone wrong. So I guess that something is self-care mindset, that all the physical not just scattered, but make it a way of life. Make your health a priority. Make keep going, keep showing. I would say mindset is not going to develop in overnight.
Right.
Today I have attended this session and from tomorrow I have this self-care mindset. ऐसा नहीं होता है.
Right.
So it is going to take some time. It is going to take some patience. Maybe consistency will be required. Every single day you will need to show up. Whether you are aiming for physical health or emotional health or whatever.
Right.
So you will need to show up.
Right.
You will need to, maybe it will take few weeks, few months, but there will come a day. One day you will feel, okay, I am reaching there.
Right.
So I guess, yes, these are few things that I would like to say. And if you ask me, what can we do there? Is there some method? Is there some particular method to develop?
Right. Important.
Yeah. How to do it? So there are various methods you can, exercise. I cannot, start or end any session or without talking about exercises.
Yeah.
So exercises is something, Pooja, which can, help you in numerous ways. Your physical health, your mental health, then pranayams. The research is that deep breathings and pranayams calms you down. It calms your nerves. So it yoga is a thing which helps your mind body coordination.
Right.
Meditation, maybe I know it is difficult. You may feel, I don't know what am I doing. I'm hearing, I'm trying to sit without moving.
Yeah.
The thoughts are coming, let it be.
Right.
Like I said, show up. These are few techniques, pranayams, breathing exercises, guided meditations, then having that attitude. First is believing in yourself. Now that I have decided that I am now, I have decided that self-care, I am going to work towards my self-care.
Right.
So it is important to believe in yourself.
Right.
It is important to take that decision, right? So sometimes journaling can help, writing can help, writing down your goals.
Right.
Okay, these are the things I'll do for my to improve my mindset,
Right.
to come to that mindset.
Right. So just affirming your beliefs.
Yes.
Would you say affirming your beliefs and like accepting your emotions in general is a form of self-care?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Because here you are respecting yourself, right? When you respect your emotions, when you respect your decision, you respect yourself.
Right.
And Pooja, if you don't respect yourself, how can you
Nobody
expect anyone else to respect you?
Absolutely.
So when you are into that self-care mindset, you start loving yourself. You start liking yourself because, like I said, no negative self-talk. So if you are somebody who doesn't like yourself, how do you expect someone else to like you?
Makes
Right?
sense.
So the self-care mindset is about that.
Accepting your emotions.
Accepting your emotions, working for it. I'm saying it again and again. It is not going to be a overnight thing
Right.
to come to you.
Right.
It is going to take some practice, some patience, some consistency, but you will reach there someday. And trust me, you will.
I fully believe you. Right. Next, I wanted to ask you. Okay, so we've seen so many trends over the years. Okay, so I have seen yoga becoming a trend, right? There's now a new trend, quote unquote, called a digital detox.
Oh, is it?
Right. So, do you think this whole self-care thing is like a digital detox is just a trend, or is it actually the disconnect is actually going to help us?
Okay, first thing, there is a digital detox trend going on.
Yeah.
Is it? So if it is, it's a very good trend. Okay. So I like you said, there are so many trends which come and go.
Right.
And I think what you mean to ask me is it going to help?
Yes, absolutely.
see, digital detox, why do you need first? Why is this trend coming to trend? Just let us understand this. Because we have been so screen addicted. I mean, it is as bad as any drug addiction, or maybe more. Because every age group you go and you see people addicted to their screens, to their mobiles. I mean, mindlessly scrolling, binge watching, games. And Pooja, there is a research that when you scroll or when you are on internet, the dopamine is released in the brain.
Right.
So it is as good as getting high.
Right.
I mean, you feel that euphoria when you are on internet.
Right.
So having said this, if you try, if there is a trend going on or somebody is trying to make it a trend, it's good. But understand that it is going to have withdrawal symptoms just like any other drugs.
Absolutely.
So if you have hopped into the trend, maybe there is a chance you may have some sleep disturbances. That that urge to consistently go and check your phone.
Yeah.
Or some restlessness, irritability. That could happen. But it is a good trend, I guess, to at least start with, because that is the need of the hour. But will it work? Will it not work? I guess it depends on person to person. And will this trend actually work? I guess the time can only tell. But otherwise, it is the need of the hour, because there are so many health issues we are seeing because of screen addictions, because of people are so much into those screen that they tend to neglect their personal professional lives, right? I have had people coming and telling me that they are on mobile and playing games till 3 in the morning, 3 and 4 in the morning. I mean, maybe right now you are not realizing that it is impacting your health, but few years down the line it is going to impact the health.
Yeah.
So this trend is needed. I don't know if it will work. I just hope it works.
Right. Time for me to throw away my phone.
Why Gen Z? Every generation.
No, it's a Gen Z trend. Like, I've seen it more in my generation at least, because they're becoming a little more mindful, in my opinion at least, because there's researches that are just out there to scare you. The other day I saw research that was talking about how you're just doom scrolling on your phone and it's impacting your spine and all of that, and that scared me. So I was like, okay, time to put a timer on my phone so I can see that so and so hours are done, I need to put away my phone.
That's a good, not just Gen Z, I guess every generation, millennials and whatever generation you call before that, and Alpha and Beta, I don't know whatever generation names are. But every generation needs this trend.
Right. There's this I saw asanas and stuff also about the spine things. So let's incorporate that, right?
Good.
Right. So that's my step towards self-care.
Very good. Very good.
Right. Talking about sleeping and till doom scrolling till 3 a.m. How do you think we can fix our sleep schedule? Because that's an important step in that.
So when it comes to sleep, do you know there is this hormone called melatonin?
Yes.
Which is released
at night.
Which is a sleep hormone. It calms your nerves, and it is released when it is dark.
Right.
Okay, so that melatonin is something which regulates your sleep and wake up cycle.
Right.
So what is happening is because of screen addictions and light that is emitted from it. What is happening is you feel, I hear from people that I cannot sleep without looking at the phone.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I have to honestly look at a 30-minute video for me to fall asleep.
But understand this, after the video is over, but your nerves are not relaxed.
Yeah.
Even if you feel that you have slept, the quality of sleep is not going to be good because your nerves are still active.
Right.
You need to relax them. So 30 minutes before your bedtime, that screen has to be off. Otherwise, the quality of sleep, then what is happening is people get up, okay, I slept for 7 hours, but when I get up in the morning, I'm still tired.
Right.
I feel sleepy throughout the day.
Right.
Because your brain is still active. You stimulate your brain so much with the screens and videos and whatever Instagram reels that it doesn't get time to relax. So it's very simple. See, melatonin is produced when it is dark. Your brain is going to send the signals. Okay, nerves,
Shut
time
down.
to sleep, time to shut down. But if you don't do it, so simple techniques or simple tips what you can follow for a better sleep qualities, just keep that phone away. First thing is. Second, I would say schedule your sleep. Sleep and get up at the same time. Consistency will help you, have that sleep and wake up cycle. Second, make your room nice, warm. I mean, whatever temperature you like, or dark. So to stimulate the hormone. Also, don't go to your bed either too hungry or too stuffed. Because then you may feel the discomfort. If you are hungry, you may want to get up. Third is that maybe you can practice some calming techniques. Like if you are somebody who is not who has this insomnia, who is not getting a good quality sleep, try to do some breathing exercises, try some meditation, try relaxation techniques. We have done 2 or 3 sessions on relaxation techniques on Wellness Wednesdays. Segmental relaxations.
Right.
So, warm bath. So these are few techniques which you can try to get a good quality sleep. So, and like I said, sleep is one of the major circle 3 pillars of health. It is a very important pillar of health, and which we usually neglect.
Right.
Because we feel, okay, exercise kar liya, I'm eating healthy, then sleep is for 3-4 hours. No, in long term it is going to somewhere impact your health. Maybe now you don't realize you are getting that high with the videos and whatever games or whatever you are doing on screen. But in long run it is going to impact your health. So please prioritize your sleep. Have a good, there are few techniques what we discussed. Try those. And if still you are not able to cope up, or still you are not getting good, so seek some help. Seek a professional help. We have professionals, we have experts who can help you with your screen addictions, with your sleep quality, right?
Right. I ironically saw a video that talked about chasing dopamine apart from what the videos are giving. Ironic because it was in a video, but yeah, it was exercise, go on a walk, do things that are actually making you happy and all of that stuff.
Yes, some mini goals, have some goals throughout the day.
Right.
Plan your day, so you get that dopamine rush. Okay, I have the day planned and I'm doing most of it, so you feel good about it, right?
I have one question. So you told me not to avoid like screens and stuff. What do you think about soothing music to like help you fall asleep?
See, it again can depend on person to person. But yes, music research is that soothing music can help calm your nerves. But again, I would say it should not come from your phone.
Right.
Or your phone should be actually away from you, because then you should not have that urge to, okay, ek message check kar lu. So yes, it can, but again depending on person to person.
Right. So now that we're getting into like a sleep schedule sort of a thing, I have a question about skincare, because as you can see my skin, right? What are some quick tips that I can follow in other people who are suffering with like skin problems, or just in general like a skincare routine that they can follow in like a tight schedule, because I barely get any time.
Okay. So I would say skin is your, it's a mirror of what your body is going through.
Right.
So Pooja, you are barely 22, 23, right? So some hormonal changes going on in your age could be causing this. But for a good skin, to have a nice glow, few things you can do is, first is hydration. just drink enough water, because I have been talking to people and I hear दिन में what 2-3 glasses they are drinking water.
Yeah.
Because then you are in front of computers, you are in meetings, you forget to drink water.
Right.
So not just skin, but not having enough hydration can lead to many other health effects like kidney stones, dehydration. So drink your water generously throughout the day.
Right.
Maybe keep a reminder if you don't remember. Second thing is exercise. Again, I come back to exercise. Any form of movement is going to increase the blood circulation in your body, going to increase the blood circulation of your skin, and it is going to help you with the skin issues. Then have maintaining hygiene. Have a nice simple 5-minute routine before bedtime can help. Just throughout the day you are in front of screens, you travel, there are so many toxins which are throughout the day. We are breathing in toxins, we are on the skin, there are toxins. So have a nice nighttime routine for your skin. Then have food that is alkaline, because what is happening is in fast-paced life we tend to quickly grab some fast food. Abhi bhook lagi hai, bada pav hai. So food plays an important role in your skin health. So try and have a more alkaline food. You are somebody who cannot avoid eating out. Right?
Absolutely.
There are people who are staying in PG and they have to eat out. So what can you do in such case? Add few things, alkaline foods like cucumber, then there are salads, there are fruits, there is buttermilk, yogurt. At least that can be added, right, along with whatever food, outside food you are having.
Right.
For example, for your lunch you go down at Tapri or you are ordering something, but maybe 2 or 3 things that you should be having handy with you is maybe a portion of fruit, some salads, some buttermilk, some curd. So these are alkaline food which will help you improve your skin health.
Right. So basically, sleep, exercise, and a balanced diet for
That
good
is
health.
yeah.
Taking down my notes for this. And okay, last question from my side for you. About emotion management, right? Emotional health. It has taken a toll for almost everyone, right? How would you say, what would you say, what can we do for better emotional health management?
Right. So we discussed it, like we said, I told you previously
Right.
that we are trained to suppress our
Right.
emotions. So like I said, learn to regulate your emotion. That is extremely important. And few things that you can do to regulate your emotions are meditation, pranayams, doing exercises, maybe having a mood diary. So if you are somebody who is not able to manage emotions, you are having those outbursts, so write down. Have a diary where maybe you can write down your trigger points. So what has triggered you today to have that outburst, or maybe you did not have that outburst, but you were, like I said, suppression.
Right.
So you had to suppress your emotions. So what caused it?
Right.
So note down your triggers. Then try and see the situation, how you can do it. Gratitude. So Pooja, gratitude is something that will help you manage your emotions. See, the life you are in right now may be a dream of many.
Right.
So the way you look, or maybe the vehicle you are driving, the job you have, okay, the family you have, the house you stay in is a dream of many.
Right.
But what happens is we have had it, I won't say easily, but you have had it for many years and you are in that lifestyle, so we take everything for granted. So we think, okay, this is it. I mean, we don't have gratitude, but try and think. I mean, me as a physio, I meet so many people every day where I see people with diseases, I see people with deformities. These are all things I would say for me, being able to go and exercise is a blessing.
Right.
There are people who would say, I want to go and I want to join gym, I want to, when will I join, but I have these conditions. and I cannot.
Hmm.
So that is a blessing that today I am able to talk to you is a blessing. There are people, I am meeting people with anxiety disorders, with maybe other diseases where they are not even some problem with the vocal cords. So that attitude of gratitude is very important. And if you are not able to follow it on your own, make a diary. Maybe write down what you are grateful. See, again, me telling you this is not going to, work. You have to make the decision for yourself. That is extremely important. First thing is make a decision. Now that you are going through some emotional issues, some emotional problems, first make a decision. Do you want to stay in the state? Or do you want to change this? That decision is important. Second is you have to trust. You have to trust the process. I am telling you to go and write make a gratitude journal or make a mood journal for 2 days, 3 days is not going to work. You have to trust the process. You need to know, okay, I have started doing this and this is going to help me someday. Right? Second is believe in yourself. Believe you can and you are halfway there. So if you believe that yes, I am going to overcome this, so you will. At least, fake trust, fake belief.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. And you will make it. So if you have that Om Shanti Om wala dialogue है ना,
कोई कायनात,
हाँ, जिसे आप चाहते हो पूरी कायनात आपको. So that is it. If you want it so badly and if you work for it, if you want it, right? It is not me telling you that you need a emotional regulation or you need to work on your emotional health. But if you feel, you will do it. So these are few things. And last, if everything, you have tried meditation, you are trying yoga, you have tried making journal, you have tried whatever we have discussed, and if it is still not helping you, go seek a professional help. See, there are so many professionals who can help you. Why do you want to be in that state and be sad about it when you can do something about it? So for me, I would say any physical, emotional, whatever problems you are facing, there has to be a solution, and there is a solution. For every problem, there is a solution. It is just you need to, search for it, you need to go towards it, you need to work for it. And if you do it, you are going to, at least you will be better than what you are today.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm not saying maybe you will be 100% okay, but you will be 100%. Trust me, I can say this with full belief, you will be better than what you are today. It is just keep trusting yourself.
A lot of people are just comfortable being in that state of like constant, I won't say constant sadness, but like they've grown so comfortable in a position where they're just like, I'm okay with this behavior, even if other people are not. So accepting that you need to change is like a big step, right?
It is that acceptance, that's why I said, it is decision, your decision.
Yeah, right.
Because I can't help you, I can only maybe suggest once, but that is your decision where you need to feel the need to change.
Right.
That is important.
Right. Like you said, I wanted to speak at them, but like gratitude for other people. Like you said that some people don't have what you have,
Right.
Let those people go. I used to dream of this life at one point, right? And I have it now.
Right.
So I should be grateful to myself for doing this, right?
Right.
So I think that's one of the ways I keep telling myself that, listen, Pooja, six months ago you didn't even dream, like you couldn't dream of this happening to you right now, and you've made it happen for yourself. So just be proud.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I just struggle with like thinking that I'm not doing enough. I've had this feeling for the longest time, but it's just being mindful about what I have been doing and how much growth I have like accumulated over the years, right?
That's a good attitude. Like I said, be kind to yourself. We have this, like you're saying, 6 months back you were thinking that you are not doing. So we have that attitude of being too self-critical.
Right.
Too self-critical, too much of a negative self-talk. So that attitude needs to change. It takes some time, but when you change that, when you develop that attitude of gratitude, you will see that the things will start falling into place. I believe if you if you look at something, whatever your point of view is, you will see those things. If you look at the situation in a negative
perspective,
yeah, so you will see everything negative. If you look at it in a positive light, you will see everything positive.
Yeah.
So it is just your attitude which helps when it comes to emotional. And there are technologies. You guys are technology people. So there are various apps. There would be various apps on the internet, free apps where you can log in, and it will help you with the self-care, physical self-care, emotional health, and everything. So you make at least good use of technology if you want to.
Right.
So maybe that can help.
Right.
And there are many professionals who can.
Right. Lovely. Okay, let's see if we have any more questions from the audience. Right. Are there any specific signs that indicate a need for body detox? How can we do it without going hard on ourselves?
Okay, so I would say the type of environment we are in, everybody needs a detox. So because throughout the day there are so many toxins going on, you're breathing in toxins, skin pit toxins, eating. So there are so many ways we are ingesting toxins. So at some point I feel everybody needs to detox their body. We should at least have some form of fasting is a good way to detox. But if you are asking me what are the signs of that if my body needs detox, I would say if your digestive system is not good, if you feel bloating after eating, or if you feel tired throughout the day without any reason, you have had a good 8 hours sleep, still you get up in the morning and you feel no, I'm tired. If you are unable to lose weight, maybe your body needs some detoxification. If you are somebody who feels lethargy, you don't irritability, you don't feel like doing anything, maybe there is some need for detoxification. And the way you can detoxify your body and mind, meditation is an excellent way to detoxify your body, and all the things we discuss, gratitude, and these are good ways to detox your mind. But for your body, maybe fasting in between, maybe once a week or once in 15 days, having a day where you give some rest to your digestive system. So having just fruits or buttermilk juices, not the packed one, fresh fruit juices, coconut water, and these things can help detoxify your body.
Right. Those detox waters also.
Lemon water, cucumber water. So these are few things which you can alkaline things which because hyperacidity has become a major issue. Every other person is suffering from hyperacidity, gut issues. So these are the signs and symptoms where your body is telling you, learn to listen to your body. Your body has ways to tell you. It will tell you something is wrong, but what we do is we are somewhere, I guess, we have glorified being so busy that you don't have time for yourself. So you don't want to listen to your body. You will just ignore it. Okay, pain ho raha hai, okay, ignore, I'll still do my work, and I'll not go to even going to doctor sometimes for some people are a huge task. So listen to your body. Your body has ways to tell you. Your body will tell you need some detoxification.
Right.
Yes.
Next question we have is, how can hobbies improve work performance? Is it really a good use of time?
Okay, hobbies, yes. We missed that point during emotional Hobbies are a good way to distract yourself.
Right.
Very good. I mean, try and sit with a paper and pencil and try and draw something for at least those few minutes or hours. You tend to forget everything, right? So be it you are making something, art and craft, or be it dancing, singing, whatever. So hobby is something that is you are doing for yourself. So and that try doing it. Whatever you do, whatever you decide you are doing, you will not be able to think. I mean, you will get a break from whatever your routine is, and which is again going to those hormones, happy hormones will be regulated, and yes, you will be better emotionally for sure. So yes, having a hobby is a good idea. If you don't have, maybe try. There are many
New things.
people, yeah, I don't have a hobby. Maybe go and try, maybe join a dance class, or maybe try singing, try making something. So hobby is a good way to, yes, improve your emotional health, to deal with the stress, to get a break from daily routine.
Right, makes sense. Next question: are there specific foods that can help reduce stress?
Okay, I would say, according to me, food is the abused anti-anxiety. Most abuse. What we do is we have been, I don't know, trained from childhood or whatever, but we look at food as something इससे stress कम होगा. You are stressed, just go and grab a chocolate.
Yeah, binge eat.
हाँ, binge eat, and conveniently excuse हो जाता है to eat whatever you want because I am stressed.
Right.
So if you ask me, are there specific food which will help you deal with the stress? Immediate dealing के लिए there is no food. That food that you eat an apple and immediately you will be stress free.
Right.
So, but yes, there are few foods which are rich in antioxidants, which will maybe detoxify your body, which will free radicals come करेंगे. So those foods, if you are having regularly, may help you in long run. But food is not a magic pill which you eat and you feel, oh, instantly I am feeling stress free. But exercises.
Right.
So if you are feeling angry or sad, just try this. Just wear your shoes, run for 10 minutes, and you will come back calm. So yes, food, according to me, there cannot be a food specific food which will instantly help you with stress. But please add alkaline and food in your diet. Food, those are rich in antioxidants like fruits, green teas, buttermilks, and everything.
What about the concept of having a safe food? You know, like I've seen a lot of people have like a safe food that they go to when they're like stressed.
Yeah, that's what food it is. We what we do is we associate with those food with the stress, and we have conveniently done that. So if I want to eat, if I am stressed, I'll go and grab that piece of chocolate or grab that piece of cake because I am stressed. We have conditioned ourselves.
Yeah.
But that is emotional.
But isn't that like a healthy practice to have? Like you're not eating anything else that is, say, junk. Say my safe food is having an apple.
That's if your safe food is a healthy food, that's okay.
Right, okay.
But most of the times you are saying it because you're not stressed maybe right now. But when you're extremely stressed, the food that we go to usually is junk food. And usually sweets somewhere. I guess even we as a kids, you know, जब बच्चा रोता है, what we do is we give a chocolate. So somewhere I guess that is ingrained and that is conditioned that sweet is something which will calm us down. So maybe that is the root of having that safe sweets as safe food. But yeah, I guess from my side, at least my opinion is that no food can be an instant
stress buster.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, if I'm not productive at least 90% of the time throughout the day, I feel like I've not done enough. What are your takes on such a mentality? Would love to hear both pros and cons.
Okay, so you are somebody who is again into that mentality of being in a race. Now we have forgot to relax.
Right.
So like I said, we are into that era, or I don't know, that of glorifying being too busy.
Yeah.
Or glorifying being too stressed. So maybe change that mentality. If you are productive, now I don't know what productive means. So if you are productive at work or for yourself, so I mean, it is a good practice. I won't say it is a bad practice, but if this is stressing you out, then I guess you need to slow down, maybe analyze, see what is causing the trigger. So if you are not productive, what are the symptoms that you are having? Are you feeling stressed? Okay, I haven't done these things. So you are taking that productive as a task. So, I mean, you're looking at it as something that you should be doing, but you are not enjoying doing. So, try and enjoy whatever you're doing, whatever productive according to you is. So, if you start enjoying it, if you start thinking of it as something that is going to benefit you, then it should not stress you.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What are some skincare tips for busy professionals and how can we maintain it with consistency?
I guess we discussed about the skincare tips, Pooja asked, but let me just quickly recap it. Hydration, water intake is very important. Add some form of movement, some form of exercise in your daily routine, at least for 30 minutes, at least for 3 to 5 times a week. And any exercise, any type of movement would do, yoga, dance, Zumba, aerobics, running, cycling, whatever you enjoy. Then add alkaline food to your diet, like cucumber, fruits, buttermilks, yogurts, coconut water, fresh juices, so that the alkaline of your body is increased. And avoid junk food, avoid food that is fried or too sweet. So sugar is not good for your skin. So avoid taking, I'm not saying don't take sugar at all, but keep it to minimum. Have that mindset that because sugar does no good. Absolute no good.
Yeah.
So try and have it as less as possible. Then yes, some skincare routine, if we talk about, never skip your sunscreen. 365 days a year you have to, even if it is cloudy, even if it is raining, even if you are not going out of home for the day, apply your sunscreen. Hydration on skin is also important. So according to your skin type, maybe invest in a good moisturizer, oil-based or water-based, whatever your skin type is. And pranayams and meditation, I mean, being stress-free helps your skin. So I guess yes, these are the few things we discussed, and adding on to a few more points. These are the things you can follow for a good skin care.
Right. Next question, what can you take apart from supplements to get strong bones?
Okay, so strong bones, strength training, weight training is something which will help you for the strong bone. So, walking as an exercise, running as an exercise is good. But I always tell everyone that you need to add 2 to 3 days of weight training in your diet, in your routine. So weight training could be, you do weight training using your body weight, or maybe you go to gym, lift some weights, because that is where bone production, it will make your bones strong, it will make your muscles strong. So weight training is extremely important, especially for females, because Indian females, we are little vulnerable to osteoporosis.
Right.
Osteoporosis is porosity of our bones increases with age, but now it was with age, like perimenopausal females, but now we are seeing osteoporosis in as young as late 20s. So girls and everybody, start doing your weight training. That is one thing which is going to make your bones strong, apart from the supplements. And then again, having food rich in calcium and protein is going to help with the strong bones, because it will, but taking supplements, having a good calcium rich food or a protein rich food is not going to work if you don't do your strength training.
Right.
Because for absorption, what happens is your body will absorb only when it will need it. So if you're doing weight training regularly, your body will need strong bones, and the calcium you are eating will be absorbed. But if you are eating everything, you are taking supplements, you are being good with your diet, but then if you are not exercising, it is not going to absorb, and then you will end up with other issues if you are just having supplements and not doing your strength trainings.
That makes sense.
Anything else?
I wake up multiple times during the night, which prevents me from getting a full night's sleep. What can I do to improve my sleep quality?
Okay, so waking up multiple times could be, how do we measure sleep quality? There are different sleep cycles.
The REM cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe when you are, what happens is when you go to bed and you take some time to sleep, there are people who will sleep instantly, and then they will keep getting up in between. So, and there are people who go to bed, they are not able to sleep for some time, and then they are able to sleep. So it is about your, maybe your subconscious mind. If you are not able to relax your subconscious mind, you will keep getting up in between. Maybe just see if you are someone who is watching or taking your phone to the bed. Maybe shut down that phone 30 minutes before your bedtime. Or you are somebody who overthinks a lot. So maybe you are not taking the phone, but पूरे दिन में जो हुआ है, you keep overthinking. So for such people, maybe writing down your thoughts, maybe writing down the to-do list for the next day, or writing down what you did today can help, because somewhere your subconscious mind is not relaxed. So either it is because of the stress of the next day, what you are going to do, and you are getting up, or either you keep thinking about what had happened throughout the day. So journaling and writing down your thoughts have researches that has shown to help people with those who are getting up in between. Other things could be if you are getting up to go to loo, maybe try and not have enough more liquids in the second half of the day. And what was the next question? They feel tired. So yeah, because the sleep quality is not good. So maybe if this problem has been for a long time, maybe go and do a sleep study. A sleep study helps you to understand what is going wrong. So maybe you can change accordingly. So some changes in the lifestyle does help.
Right.
But I guess mostly it is because your subconscious mind is not relaxed, and probably you are overthinking the days or the other days to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Why do you often feel muscle tension and soreness after waking up in the morning?
Okay, so not very often, not everyone would feel, but if you are feeling muscle tension and soreness in the morning, maybe it could be get your bed checked. If you are having some problem with your bed and you are ending up with some back pains, or you will need to do some blood test. A morning stiffness and soreness could also indicate these are symptoms of rheumatism. If get your blood work done, maybe something is or you are not getting enough sleep, and good quality sleep can make you feel get up little sore or muscle tension. Secondly, maybe are you doing your workouts late in the evenings, or that soreness, that muscle soreness is continuing in the night, or you are not having enough protein in your diet, which is helping with the muscle recovery. So add on few proteins, good proteins in your diet, not the secondary proteins, eggs or some dairy products, paneer, if you are a vegetarian. So adding protein intake, increasing protein intake may help with muscle stiffness or muscle pain or whatever you are having. Try and increase your water intake. It could be your muscles are not, muscles need water. So if you are somebody who works out or do not work out, but you are somebody who is drinking less water, so maybe that could help. So increase your hydration, get your bed checked, see if your sleep quality is good, see if your muscles are not recovering, if you are somebody who is exercising regularly, and add protein rich food.
I think also the temperature affects, right? How much, like your bedroom temperature. If it's too cold, then you're going to bed stiff and...
No, not everyone. That's what I'm telling. It is not a very normal thing to get up stiff and in pain every day.
Right.
So if you are having, get your blood work done. Even with the low temperature, I mean, you know your body, right? So it is not that you are comfortable at 24 and you will sleep at 18.
Yeah.
Once or twice it's okay that we will do it, but most of the times you do maintain your temperature. So, but even with a very low temperature, if you get up with a stiff body, you need to get yourself checked.
Last question for today. How to avoid sitting while working from home alone long hours?
So you have technology with you. Just put reminders in your laptops, maybe reminders in your phone. Like I said, make self-care a mindset. So when you have that mindset, when you know, and how, what is long hours? What is sitting for longer? What is your definition of sitting for long hours? My definition could be, I would say every hour or 1.5 hours, just get up, go for a small walk. Maybe whenever you are having a meeting, try and take that meeting now that you're working from home, from your mobile, where you can walk for some time. We do excellent during Wellness Wednesdays. We do excellent chair stretches. We do small exercises that can be done while sitting at your desk. So do those exercises in between. So reminder and being aware is important. Nobody can constantly tell you you have to keep walking throughout the day. But that question has come from you, so I'm sure you are little aware that you are sitting for too long. So try and make it a mindset. Put some reminders. Have water reminders. Have walk reminders. Use the technology in a good way. And yes, it is just mindset. You have to keep reminding yourself. Okay, you have to do this.
Right. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Rachna, for your time and all of the advice that you've provided. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Pooja, for having me here.
Thank you so much. I will urge everyone to follow us on Instagram to get more updates from us from our Wellness Wednesdays and a lot of tips and tricks from Rachna. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.